All right, we are back with another training room with Dr. Lauren. We are getting into a little bit of some shoulder health stuff today. With Murph coming up, we figured we'd gear it a little bit more towards Murph specifically, since we're doing 100 pull-ups in a weight vest and 200 push-ups in a weight vest. So Lauren, yeah, what do you got for us today?
Yeah, so we're basically the high volume of Murph, especially with the weight vest on, is going to have a tendency to pull us into certain directions that as we're going through our training, we can combat that so that we can prevent leading to, lat problems, chest problems, shoulder impingement. So let's talk about it real quick. First is that we want to stop impingements. And what we mean by that is pinching in the front of the shoulder or the back of the shoulder. Now, as you train for Murph, you're also going to be doing all your other CrossFit workouts throughout the course of the week as well, which is a lot of anterior chest pressing type of motion. So you're going to be building strength in one way, just as you are going to be training for a high volume, more endurance bodyweight event at the exact same time. So accessory-wise, I would tell everyone, like 3 sets of 30, okay, throughout the course of the week. And then just let's make it 3, 3, 3. 3 sets of 30, 3 times a day. And you're gonna warm up with your bar, with your dowel. He's gonna place this behind his head. So we are gonna stretch and open up that anterior place that is gonna be so used, okay, in our Murph training, then like I said, our traditional CrossFit training, and just press overhead. So we're just gonna go into a behind the neck press there. Up and down, like I said, 3 sets of 30, just empty bar. If the empty bar is too much for you, just grab a PVC pipe or a dowel. Again, what we're doing here is we're gonna let that chest open up and then keeping that upper back really strong with our pressing motions. That's gonna keep that shoulder held up as we get into the high volume of pull-ups and push-ups. So that would be my first suggestion.
Okay.
Second is train the shoulder blade. So as most people know, running in a vest feels very different in their arm swing than it does running just regular with the freedom there. So that weight is really impacting our spines and our shoulder blades, that our natural arm swing starts to look very T-Rex-like. And so what we're gonna talk about here is train the shoulder blade. We're gonna keep that shoulder blade moving. So a simple, easy thing to add into it, your warm-ups, your cool-downs, and whatnot as it relates to training around for Murph is just some scapular push-ups. So we're just gonna use a wall here, Kyle is. He's just gonna step back, lean into the wall, keep the elbows straightened so the rest of the shoulder is not apart. We're gonna squeeze those shoulder blades together, feeling them pinch and move on the rib cage, and then press away. And again, just going back and forth here, you have to think over the course of the pull-ups and the push-ups, that shoulder blade gets very tired and we get very sort of locked into place, right? That's why people start to feel a lot more like biceps blowing up at the end of things than other areas, because we're being dominant on our arms. This area gets exhausted. So step number 2 is train the shoulder blades. Also, scapular pull-ups are a great thing as well to maintain, and do it after your training. Like just jump on the bar, do a set of like 20 scapular pull-ups just to retell that system to not get so adhered and locked up through the course of training.
Got it. And what rep scheme would you recommend for those? Is that a 3 by 30 again?
No, I mean, in this one, I would do more, just sort of like a warm-up, like a set of 30, a set of 20. It's just always telling it to get back to its regular mechanics versus getting stuck to the volume that you're going to be doing as well.
So why is this one just so much more than like the behind?
Because it has a strength component.
Okay.
Okay. What I mean there, like, yes, this has a stability component.
Okay.
Okay, that you're going to start to get fatigued and tired. Here you're going to feel your upper back sort of blowing up. So we actually are strengthening because you can't compensate from behind the head. Okay, so it's going to help build that upper back, which is just huge. The last thing you want to do is go into Murph because of all your training, having a rounded, upper back, rounded shoulders, and then you like try to jump on a bar, you try to butterfly from that position. Like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last one is maintain upper thoracic mobility. So again, that is sort of building on getting the shoulder blade movement. That is also because of the weight of the vest, and then running, doing all that volume, having to run again. I mean, even people's thoracic spines, like even in the air squats, start to look really crappy.
Yes.
Everyone looks really exhausted. There doesn't look like there's much air coming in anymore. So I want him to make sure that we're training this upper portion here. So from the base of the neck into the lower part of the shoulder blade, that's what's going to take the burden of the volume and of the weight vest. So simple things that we all sort of know, but we're just going to make sure that we're adding in. When we take that weight vest off from our training, we're going to just go ahead and use, let me turn around. We're going to think about using a foam roller, okay, more in this upper quadrant. We get really good to get down here, okay? But for Murph, I want it to be more up here because that's where the biggest part of the mobility is going to be for shoulder health. And then the same thing, let's use a peanut. Lay on the ground, lay stationary, move those arms overhead, side to side, work this area inch by inch with that mobility, again, to restore that natural mobility for there. And it's gonna make you feel so much better running too, because you can maybe like get air in.
Actually rotate and breathe.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Lauren. We're looking forward to hitting Murph with a lot of our athletes and some of the gyms that we program for. So hopefully this gives them some good insight on what they need to do post all those Murph prep workouts you guys are doing, and then post Murph as well. So
how better, like the more you recover, the easier your training is going to be. So get on top of it now, and then you also won't have that post Murph just complete dead feeling
Yes,
either
right,
after
right.
the actual day.
Yeah. Well, sweet. Thanks, Lauren.
All right.
We have a program that Lauren directs on our WOD Up and our Sugar WOD. So if you guys are looking for some more recovery tools post training, you can look at that one. She'll be able to help you guys out. So awesome. Catch you guys next time. Sweet.